I'm sitting here in the simulator. Haven't done an update in a while, so I decided to do one. Since the last update, I started to build a back wall, circuit breaker panels. Move over here. You can see where the jump seat is, the closet, and the left side circuit breaker panel, and I'm going to put a door in. I kind of built a frame, but it needs some hinges they can actually hold a door. So the biggest thing is I've been working on the wiring for the MCP, EFIS, and the main instrument panel. I have all the dimmers wired up. I can turn down my background lights. I can turn up and down the floodlights up there, and my backlights are all working. For some reason I can't turn them all the way off. I don't know why. There might be a wiring problem that I need to deal with. So I'll have to deal with that and figure out what the problem is. But all these are home-built panels with lights behind them, and then these two panels are from ISPA panels. I can turn the lights back on here. I have the light test switch working down here, and if I turn it on, you can see all the annunciators come on. Those are real bright because I don't have the plates over them yet. But yeah, you can see all these lights come on. Sometimes some of them don't come on, but if you just turn it off and then back on, it'll clear out little glitches like that. I'm using Pokies cards, and they do have some glitches when using them, especially when doing large numbers of things at the same time. But you can work with it still. This really only shows up when you test them. But I've got all my encoders and stuff working. We're going to reset that out. I've got a recall button on the underside right here, so I didn't have to build a push mechanism. Reset works. So like, I've got all my encoders working. The little 7-segment readouts don't work, but that doesn't bother me because I can still see what the number is down there and on the primary flight display. You can see the heading knob moving as I turn it. I've actually got a function set where if I want to adjust bank angle, I push the knob in and hold it and turn it to adjust the bank angle. So, and when you press it, it also engages the heading mode still too. So it's not right now because oh, there it goes. So you can see the flight directors, they both work for the corresponding side. The master lights work. I guess that's what those lights are. Need to look it up in the manual. Disengage bar, all these knobs work. The auto throttle arm switch works. Instead of a solenoid where it'll pop off when you click the throttle buttons, this is just a push it down for off, push it up for arm. So if you press the disengage button on the throttles, it'll still turn off, just not popped up when the solenoid pulls it down like in the real plane. Actually, I accidentally cracked it right there when I was installing it for the 50th time, dealing with all the issues that come with this. EFIS panel works. These are, instead of rotary switches, these are encoders. I'm going to paint all these knobs, so they're kind of loosely placed right now. And I had to grind down the shafts of these so they're not, you can see this knob's clearly not on there right. But after I paint it, I'm going to put some shims made out of just some tape around it to get it centered and turning correctly. And like all these switches work. Every button up here works. Every one of them except control wheel steering B. Somewhere in the process of building this, I guess there's a loose wire somewhere. So I just decided not to wire it up since I really never use control wheel steering anyway. And if I do want to use it, I just can use A instead. So it's just NOP. I guess my airline's just too cheap to fix it. So I basically built this MCP for about as much as I could have just bought one for in the end, because I fried a Pokies card. My backlighting shorted 12 volts onto the 5 volt input, and the card didn't like that too much and died. So basically for all of this I'm using FS Symphony. Yeah, it's a CRT, so it's kind of messed up. You can't really see it. Does that weird flickering thing. I probably just gave like 30 people a seizure. Alright, so anyway, I'm gonna use FS Symphony so I can use something called Pokies Extension Bus, which allows me to add 80 additional outputs, and I'm gonna use those for the overhead annunciators. I've already tested it and I've installed a cable. This is all I need to hook up to the board I'm going to build to run 80 more outputs. So it just comes from one of the Pokies cards, which is locked inside the glare shield. I would take the cover off and show you the wiring, but it's not really organized, and I really don't want anybody to know it exists but me. So that's pretty much the update. I'm probably forgetting a lot of things, but hopefully I'll get some more update. I have the seats out right now. I just use a stool when I'm wiring stuff and soldering so I can move around. That's pretty much a captain seat right now. I haven't flown this thing. I'm not going to till I get the overhead and forward monitors in. I've been looking into projection systems, but they're pretty costly, so I'm probably going to wait till at least next year before I look into purchasing those. So if I don't really want to leave the simulator because this room's messy as anything. So yeah. So I guess that's the update. So see you guys later, I guess.